Hello, and welcome to this introduction to SignPilot. My name is James, and I'm the general manager of Spike and one of the founders of SignPilot. So let's start off with the question, what is SignPilot? Well, SignPilot is a site survey management solution for the sign industry by the sign industry. And we created it in partnership with sign industry professionals to improve the quality of site surveys. And what I mean by that is that we sat down with shop owners, salespeople, installers, estimators, designers, production people, and we asked the question, what is it currently about site surveys that are causing problems in doing your job? And let me tell you, those folks didn't hold back. And the result of that is a full solution comprised of the SignPilot dashboard, of what we have on the left-hand side, of where you can log in and manage your site surveys, create teams, be able to see the status of all your site surveys, and then the SignPilot mobile app of where you actually do the work, of where you take the site survey that is created, take it out into the field, and it guides you through a process with industry-approved checklists to make sure that even the smallest of details aren't missed. And then at the end, when you save the report, every photo, every note, every measurement, every piece of information that you collected is immediately organized into an industry-approved final report so that that data from the site survey can immediately be used and be used effectively across the rest of the production process. And these features that you see on the right-hand side, checklist, which I've already mentioned, but unlimited cloud storage, photo markups and notes, speech to text, and so on, video capture. Everything is designed to be able to improve the quality of the site surveys by giving you the tools and the processes that you need when you're out there in the field doing the site survey and bringing that site survey back to the shop. It's important to note that SignPilot is more than just a notes or a photo management app. In SignPilot, we created a solution so that you can be better prepared. So to make sure that you have all the tools, data, and information available for every site survey, and people can be prepared for the site survey by seeing information about that site survey before they head out into the field. You can also create and manage your survey team. So you can build a team and be able to assign permissions to match skill levels and level of trust. But also at the same time, with a click of a button, you can reassign site surveys. So all the information that you've prepped for a site survey can be immediately moved from one person to the next. Say one person calls in sick or the workload for one individual happens to be higher than another. But then when you go out and perform or execute that site survey, having these advanced checklists to capture all the necessary details and avoid oversight so that you don't have to do site revisits. But you know from experience that no matter what you collect out there in the site survey, it's important to make sure that you have it compiled and organized and to easily be able to share and communicate with others so that other people could, such as estimators and installers and designers and others, can have the information that they need to do their jobs effectively. If you're serious about revenue growth and profit for your sign shop, you really need to get serious about improving the quality of your site surveys. We've all heard this term, right? Garbage in, garbage out. And that's because low quality site surveys, just bad site surveys, almost always guarantees a bad sign shop. So it is important that we have good, high quality surveys that capture all the information that we need and that is organized properly so that anybody that gets that site survey can do their jobs properly. But this site survey problem is really widespread. It is killing the profitability of a lot of sign shops. And the reason for that is that site surveys are risky business. Almost every job starts with a site survey, but the average sign shop loses anywhere between $50,000 to $75,000 or more per year due to sloppy site surveys. And when we calculate that out across the signage industry, that's almost a $500 million problem. A $500 million problem annually. I mean, that is a crazy big number. And unfortunately for a lot of people, and maybe for you as well, this might look familiar. That you have incomplete or incorrect measurements or mismatched photos or trying to figure out what measurements go with what photo or even what site survey. And this causes site revisits or the designer saying they don't have enough photos. Can you get more photos? Or really shorten production times because all of a sudden what we promised the customer, we have to go back and do site revisits a couple of times. And then there's just that lack of communication that comes from bad site surveys as well. And then just the hours and hours and hours we waste compiling photos and measurement and notes into reports. It just really has to stop, and it just needs to be fixed. And that's what we set out with SignPilot, so we can turn your site surveys from ordinary to extraordinary. Turn your site surveys from being your liability to one of your biggest strengths. And we do that by making sure that there's just going to be fewer mistakes and do-overs. Our checklist for 23 different sign types with step-by-step workflows built by sign professionals that we captured so that you can be guided through your site survey to make sure that you're capturing everything on site and you're doing it right the first time. But also just to be better prepared. So the customer's giving us a lot of information about the existing sign, about the electrical, about the landscape and everything else. Let's capture that information and let's put that in the site survey and then share that with the surveyor before they go out so they know what they're getting into and so that they have full visibility into what's going on. But also you have full visibility into what's going on within your Shine Shop so that the dashboard shows every job just in one place. So you can assign surveys, you can track their progress, you can reassign site surveys if you need to. Just a super efficient way to be able to manage your shop. But everything gets done the same way every time. Notes, photos, forms, we keep everything standard so that your team can stay consistent. And even across different job types or locations, you're going to be able to, in our finished reports, be able to see everything in those reports in the exact same place. The electrical audit info is going to be in the same place. The existing site survey information is going to be in the same place. Elevation and site plan, always going to be in the same place. Faster quotes and happier customers with these polished reports, photos, measurements, notes, everything else ready to go as soon as the survey is done. It just speeds up that quoting, improves communication, and it's going to help you close those jobs faster. Most importantly, SignPilot improves your revenue growth. So if your salespeople are spending less time compiling reports and doing site revisits, they're doing more site surveys, they're closing more business, and that's better revenue. If you have a more efficient process, you're going to be able to produce signs in a more timely fashion, and that improves customer satisfaction and retention. But it also increases operational efficiency, which means higher profitability as well. And that's what's key. Doesn't matter how much money you make, what you really want to be focused on is how much money that you keep. So what does pricing look like for SignPilot? Well, in our promotional pricing for 2025, we're running a promo for 50% off for your first year. So a small sign shop of up to 2 users plus the admin, so that would be 3 total users, $65 per month. If you want to do a yearly, you get a slight discount on that. But if you're a medium-sized shop, got a lot of volume, up to 5 users plus the admin, that's $130 a month. Now, that first year, as I mentioned before, is 50% off. So you have a full year to be able to figure out whether the SignPilot solution brings enough value to you to be able to pay the full price. But even at its full price, you save one sign, one customer, that more than pays for itself. And when you take a look at how you won't have to have separate note-taking apps or photo management apps or photo annotation apps, all of those things are included inside of SignPilot. That's going to save you quite a bit as money as well. Do you have any questions? Please reach out and give me a call. This is my contact information. This is also links to our website, our SignPilot support center, as well as a place for you to go and to purchase SignPilot. All those links will be down below. Thank you so much for your time. Happy surveys.